Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. We've got South Carroll visiting Francis Scott Key in a Carroll County boys basketball clash. I'm Pat Stetzer, and joining me is former high school basketball coach Greg Mahalko as we get set for the Cavaliers and Eagles from Beard Gymnasium here in Uniontown. Greg, looking forward to a good game between two teams that looking for a win.
Exactly. Excited to be here, Pat. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yes, both teams trying to rebound from earlier losses this week in Carroll County play, so it should be exciting games. Both teams trying to get back on track.
Should be competitive indeed. We've got some pregame coverage for you coming up, but first a break and a word from our sponsors, but don't go away. The CMSportsNet Game of the Week is coming right back.
Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Welcome back to the Game of the Week. Pat Stetzer and Greg Mahalko here with you as we get ready for South Carroll and FSK in the Carroll County Athletic League Boys Basketball Showdown. And we're going to go ahead and talk about both teams for a moment, and we're going to start with South Carroll. The Cavaliers are 4-4, 1-3 in the CCL. Like Greg said, they're looking for a win here to get back. They won 2 in a row before suffering a lopsided loss against rival Liberty earlier in the week. Now, something we keep an eye on tonight is the status of Micah Puckett. He is not in the starting lineup. He's South Carroll's leading scorer. He went down with an injury in the Liberty game. We'll see if he can play, come off the bench. Meanwhile, Francis Scott Key is 2-7 and winless in the county at 0-3. Here we're looking at the team stats ahead of tonight's game. There you see South Carroll 4-4, 1-3. Francis Scott Key 2-7, winless in the county. They've lost 3 in a row, giving up close to 56 points per game. Players to watch tonight, and the matchup is Benson Sommerfeld of South Carroll and Tyler Hansen of Francis Scott Key, leading the county in scoring, 16.7 points per game, but Benson Sommerfeld averaging a double-double. And Greg, Sommerfeld could be the difference in the post for the Cavaliers, but if Hansen can get going early, it may keep FSK afloat. I know you've been watching some games and researching a little bit. You're familiar with South Carroll. What do you think about the way Sommerfeld gives them that low post presence?
Benson's been really the anchor inside for them, playing inside as their main primary big. Really doing a great job defending their team's big, and also great in the ball screen game on the other end, opening up players for South Carroll. And Hansen's what makes FSK go, from his ability to shoot outside, but also get in the lane and drive, draw, and dish for teammates in their 5-out system.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about Walker Falbo, his return as well for South Carroll tonight. More about that. Before we tip off tonight, we can look over some of the few things that we can start from recent results from around Carroll County boys basketball. And there's that lopsided loss that Key had against Man Valley just a couple days ago. Liberty handled South Carroll. Century beat Westminster, and Westminster beat Francis Scott Key last week. From recent results, we go to upcoming games of note. We have this one on the board as well. We have some more games going around the county. Winters Mills at Westminster tomorrow night. Man Valley at Century. And also next week on Monday, Wintersville at Liberty in a makeup game. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some recent highlights. The Francis Scott Key game when the Eagles took on Westminster. Before we tip off tonight, we're going to go ahead and check out the highlights from last week at Beard Gymnasium between the Owls and the Eagles.
Westminster traveled to Uniontown to take on Francis Scott Key in Beard Gymnasium as the Owls and Eagles boys hoops teams met for the first time this season. And brothers squared off as coaches. Westminster's John Forster and Key's Tyler Forster send their teams into battle. Early on, it's a steal from the Eagles' Owen Watkins, and leading scorer Tyler Hansen takes it all the way for a layup. Charlie Molman spots up for a three-pointer from the far corner, and he connects for Westminster. And on the next trip down the court, it's Molman with a rejection under the basket. After 1 quarter of play, it's Westminster 17, FSK 10. Here's a nice play by the Eagles. Chris Bay and Cooper Little pass it around. Little takes it in for the layup. Westminster still enjoying a big lead. Tanik Zitta sees some room to roam, and the senior guard takes it in from half court for a layup. The Owls miss an opportunity, but Paul Berge stays with the play, comes up with a steal, and he converts the layup. Westminster 32, Key 19 at halftime. Devin Miller hangs in the air and scores off the glass early in the third quarter to try and get the Eagles back into this contest. Zitta draws a defender and gets it back out to Molman for a three-pointer, and it's all Owls right now. FS Key gets a break, and Hansen scores at the other end before his coach calls for a timeout. Key trails by 10, and after three quarters, it's 42-33 for Westminster. The Owls get a chance to score down low, and it's Derek Belton who scores off the glass. Hansen drives and scores for the Eagles, but time is not on their side down the stretch. Westminster maintains a healthy lead the rest of the way, helped here by a 12-foot jump shot from Zitta. Final score is Westminster 56, FSK 48, behind 19 points from Tanik Zitta and a big game from Charlie Molman with 15 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Want more local sports coverage?
So there we saw some highlights. We saw some of the highlights from last week's game, but that's updated stats from CMSportsNet as reported by the county coaches, the scoring leaders, and we would have had a matchup, Greg, of the top 2 scorers in the county, Tyler Hansen and Micah Puckett. It remains to be seen if we might see Puckett. Actually, I see him in street clothes right now, so I don't think we're going to see Puckett tonight, but Tyler Hansen leading the way in points per game in Carroll County. Rebounding leaders up next, and actually, we're going to look at the top scorers from the last month, few weeks or so. Owen Kane of Man Valley poured in 23 points in a win over FSK, and Nick Barron had 22 for Century in beating Westminster. There we go, rebounds leaders, and Greg mentioned Summerfelt, second in the county right now in rebounds per game at 10.8. Tyler Hansen right there on the list as well at 7. So like Greg said, and like I would agree, FSK goes as Tyler Hansen goes, and will remain to be seen there. He leads the county in assists per game at 4, tied with Jaden Zumbrun of Liberty. There you see Walker Falble. We'll mention his name. He'll hopefully be back soon, and we'll see. He is back, and we'll see him here today. Steals per game, Micah Puckett and Tyler Hansen right at the top of the leaderboard. Cooper Little with 2 steals per game as well. So again, South Carroll missing their top scorer, but they're going to get back. Well, they've gotten back one of their ball handlers in Walker Falble, and pretty much we know that the ball can go through Benson Summerfelt's hands under the basket for rebounds, and of course he's averaging a double-double as you see FSK warming up under the hoop. And we can go ahead, I believe, take a look at the county standings as well as we head into this game here tonight. As you see the warm-ups here, we got about 5.5 minutes left or so before the lineups and the tip-off, and we'll get a chance in a moment to see the standings. And there they are, in Century in first place after a win the other day, and George Wonders got its 200th career county victory. They're 8-1. Seems like Century does it every year. They're in first place right now. But again, like Greg mentioned, South Carroll can get back in things, and Key looking for their first county win of the game. You know, we're here watching South Carroll and FSK, and we had some South Carroll FSK action for you a little while ago, although it wasn't basketball, it was wrestling. The Cavaliers came to Beard Gymnasium for a dual meet, girls and co-ed, against the Eagles. Of course, CMSportsNet was there. We got you covered with wrestling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from the dual meet.
Francis Scott Key hosted South Carroll on Wednesday, January 8th in a Carroll County Athletic League wrestling dual meet showdown, with the Eagles going after their first county victory of the season. FSK and SC had some girls matches ahead of the co-ed clash. South Carroll's Rhea Dupre trails Ava Rupp 7-1 in the third period, but Dupre dumps Rupp and winds up with a pin. Brooke Owings gets a pin for the Eagles at 1:35, and Francis Scott Key extends its lead over South Carroll to 22-12. At 1:45, Avery Gill holds off Lily Bertier 14-12 in their bout, and the Cavaliers cut into the Eagles' lead. It's now 28-15. Key flexes some muscle at 1:55. It's Maddie Dayhoff with a pin late in the first period, and Francis Scott Key goes on to win the girls' duel 40-27. On to the co-ed match. Brody Henry starts South Carroll off with a third period pin at 126 pounds, and the Cavaliers are up early on. Davey Snyder turns Jason Etzler during their bout at 1:57, and Snyder gets the pin. South Carroll 29, Francis Scott Key 6. Aiden Johnson faces Caden Cyrus at 175, and Johnson snags a takedown here on his way to an 8-7 win for Key. Eagles trail 29-12. Landon Hamper gives South Carroll 5 more team points with a 19-3 win over Adam Knox at 195. It's a tech fall for Hamper, and the Cavaliers are in command. Final score is South Carroll 55, Francis Scott Key 15, and the Cavs remain unbeaten in dual meet action this season.
There was the wrestling matchup, the wrestling highlights there for you. South Carroll and Francis Scott Key. Cavaliers took care of business like they usually do. Let's get back to basketball for a second. Greg, some of the keys tonight, you think, let's start with Key. What does Key have to do, you think, to win the game?
Well, I think Key's big thing off the get-go is South Carroll's played a multitude of defenses this year, both pressing and half-court, man and zone. How's Key going to handle that pressure? And then also how's South Carroll going to handle Tyler Hanson? Is he going to be able to get in the lane, or going to build a wall? And is Key going to be able to shoot the ball off of what South Carroll gives them? I'm sure South Carroll's plan is to give Hanson some trouble in whatever type of things they're doing in their offensive set. But that would be the keys to me, is Key handling the ball and how South Carroll pressures them, but also filling in for the gap of points of Micah Puckett, who's been a great 3-level scorer all year for South Carroll. How does South Carroll bounce back from not having him in the lineup? They did a very good job when they lost Walker Foble. Now they're dealing with the adversity again of having to deal with one of the top scorers, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you lose Falble early in the season against Westminster. They were in command in that game early on. Falble goes down with an injury. Westminster turns the tables and gets the win. Then South Carroll bounced back for a while. Then you were telling me, and I didn't see the game, but you were watching the footage, and unfortunately Micah goes down with what looked like an ankle injury late in the game when it was sort of over, so they're going to miss him tonight. How do they respond? But when you have a coach like Coach Carnes, who's been doing this for a long time, as you can attest, that goes a long way, too, toward rallying the guys together. Hey, look, I know we lost our top scorer. We can get this done if we do A, B, and C.
Absolutely. The more I've watched South Carroll play this year, the thing that always stands out to me, this is a Coach Carnes team. This is a team that doesn't blink. They don't get down, not too high, but they're going to compete and do the tough things they need to do to stay and win games. So I'm sure his team's up for the response tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as the game goes on, but you know pretty much more than anybody in this gym other than Coach Carnes about what Coach Carnes' team is. What's it like? I mean, I know it's been a little while now. You and I are getting a little older, but what is it like playing for a guy like that who just goes about his business, has a competitive team almost every year? Even the teams that don't have great records, they're going to compete. Is that just the mark of what he's done for so many years?
It's just a trademark of who he is. You know, he's a tough in the right ways. You know, he demands respect from him, but the things he expects you to play hard and get after and pay attention and do your job, basically, as simple as that sounds. Do your job and do the right thing, and you're going to have fun playing for him. And that's been a trademark of Coach Carnes for a long time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We're about set here for the starting lineups, the national anthem. Then we'll tip this thing off, the game of the week, South Carroll and Francis Scott Key.
Good evening and welcome to the Beard Gymnasium at Francis Scott Key High School for tonight's Carroll County Athletic League boys basketball game between the Cavaliers of South Carroll and your Francis Scott Key Eagles. May we please have your attention for a special announcement. January 13th through the 18th has been dedicated as Officials Appreciation Week by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association. Before we begin today's athletic contest, Francis Scott Key High School and Carroll County Public Schools would like to recognize and thank the dedicated officials working today's athletic contest. High school sports is an incredible learning experience for our student athletes. This would not exist without the officials working throughout the state and country. These opportunities and lifelong memories would not be possible without the hard work of today's officials who represent the nearly 5,500 MPSSAA registered officials, referees, and umpires across the state of Maryland. Please join us in thanking these officials by standing, if able, and applauding their dedication, service to our student athletes, coaches, teams, and sports. Mr. John DeTota, Mr. Tom Meads, and Mr. Joseph Russo. For more information on becoming an official, please visit the MPSSA website at Officials Association Central. Again, thank you, Mr. Officials. As a reminder, the use of profanity and discriminatory language is not permitted. Sportsmanship is the expectation, so please let the players play, the coaches coach, the officials officiate, and the spectators be positive. Only authorized personnel are permitted on the court during today's contest. Thank you. Now for the introduction of tonight's starting lineup, starting with the visiting Cavaliers. Guard, senior, number 2, AJ DeFabio.
All right, and now the South Carroll starting 5.
Forward, senior, number 3.
Again, without Micah Puckett tonight, so we'll see if the Cavaliers can fill the void. It's Jonah Otkin who takes his place as senior guard. He's joined by Walker Falble, Nate Houston, AJ DeFabio, and the man in the middle, Benson Sommerfeld.
Guard, senior, number 12, Jonah Otkin.
South Carroll coached by longtime head coach Jim Carn. Now it lists 35th year. It feels like a lot longer than 35 years, but we know Coach Carnes is South Carroll basketball for sure. And we'll talk more about him as the broadcast goes on. And now we'll see FSK starting 5. And like Greg Mahalko said, it's going to go as Tyler Hansen goes tonight. Not that the other guys don't contribute, they do. But Tyler Hansen leads the county in scoring and assists, and he's second in steals. There it is, Hansen, Cooper Little, Austin Bertrand, Owen Watkins, both juniors, as is Little, and senior Devin Miller, one of the guards, or small forwards rather, in Coach Tyler Forster's starting 5. Forster, first-year coach, played his high school basketball at Francis Scott Key. One of the sets of brothers in the county. We'll talk more about that later. And we'll pause now for the Star Spangled Banner. National anthem, and we're almost set for tip-off between South Carroll and Francis Scott Key. And Greg, Key's a unique gym. It's only got one side of bleachers. He said he hadn't been here in a while, but it is a cool environment. I like the way that the Eagles animation on the wall over there, the artwork, I should say. And when the fans get into it here, it can be a tough place to play. So we'll see how the first few minutes of the first quarter go and how South Carroll can kind of solve that. Absolutely. As a coach and player playing here, it was quite unique in a way that you just didn't. Your surroundings were different. Yes. Used to the four sides, and you don't have it here, and it can be a little different for the visiting team. Yep. And it looks as if We're starting off with a technical foul. And so,
someone was on the rim during warm-ups
type
situation.
Could have been.
The referee saw it.
Maybe Augie Bertrand will take the free throws and makes the first one. All right, makes them both. That happens once in a while. Could have been something during warm-ups, or perhaps the book was incorrect. But not the usual way to start a game. But it is 2-0. There won't actually be a tip. It'll be the Eagles' ball to start this off after the technical free throws were made. And we're underway.
South Carroll starting out in half-court man. DeFabio drawing Tyler Hansen early.
I was waiting for your straight-up man-to-man Bill Raftery call. But you thought about it, didn't you?
I thought about it. It's his, though.
And a turnover. So that defense does help South Carroll get the turnover.
Key matching up man-to-man as well in the half-court.
So the Cavaliers on offense. There's Walker. Foul ball guarded by Hansen. Easy. Foul ball gets right to the lane.
Great take and finish, ability to get to the basket shown there by Walker.
Oh, they called travel. I thought they might call a foul, but travel called on Owen Watkins and a turnover again. So back-to-back turnovers now. One unforced, one forced. The Cavaliers and Eagles are tied at 2. It's Nate Houston at the top of the key, or top of the arc rather, guarded by Miller. And they did get it inside. Sommerfeld, although swatted away by Watkins. That was a good inlet pass, and Sommerfeld couldn't finish.
Good play design by South Carroll, using a flex cut early and isolate Benson on the block with good position inside.
And FSK got back on defense and played well there. They inbound here. Foul ball. He's got all 5 of South Carroll's points. And the Cavaliers lead by 3. This is Cooper Little, 5 over to Devin Miller. And there's Watkins, almost a steal. Bertrand was able to gather it. Nate Houston high up for the rebound. And here comes foul ball. Houston got caught underneath and almost a turnover, but they're going to get Key on a kickball.
Good job by FSK stepping in there. I didn't see who it was, taking away the gaps on the dribble penetration.
Inbounds under the basket. South Carroll gets it to foul ball. Foul ball guarded by Hansen. Foul ball. Tough shot. Won't go, and Hansen comes away with it. Hansen lost it. Trying to drive. Here's a three-pointer. Good. Give it to Augie Bertrand for 3.
All 5 of FSK's players are not shy about shooting from 18 feet and beyond.
No, they are not. Here's one from Houston. That's long. Sommerfeld rebound. And Fabio called for a travel, tried to drive the baseline. A turnover, and Eagles will have it in front of their student section. They'll inbound it. And this is Tyler Hansen. Inside Cooper Little. Did everything but score there. Nice pass back. Miller, easy layup.
Good pass by Cooper Little, keeping his eyes up, seeing the cutter, Miller down the middle. Great job to relocate by Miller, finding the spacing.
Especially after the missed shot. Nice job by Key. And they lead 7-5. Foul ball right to the lane. Takes it in, scores.
Walker coming off the dribble handoff type situation, strong, and turning the corner there, getting in the basket.
He's got all 7, and there's a steal and foul ball. This is what we saw him do, and then a foul. This is what we saw him do earlier in the season when we had Westminster and South Carroll game of the week. He was on the ball quickly in the first quarter, went to the lane and kind of got – it was a hard play. He went down hard, and I'm going to go ahead and say he was out for a while with a an injury that he had to take a little while to come back from.
His instinct in the defense, in the passing lanes is pretty incredible. He gets his hands on a lot of deflections.
Wide open three, a little strong. That was Otkin. And Key has it. Here comes Hansen. There's a three in front of South Carroll's bench. I think Nate Houston got a piece of that.
He did.
And here comes South Carroll. Oh, the shot goes. They're going to get foul ball, an offensive foul.
Good job by Watkins maintaining position, seeing Fogel coming hard to the lane.
So that first foul is to Walker Foul. Good job by Key. Like Greg said, Watkins stood his ground under the basket and picked up the charge.
South Carroll getting their diamond pressure right here is giving a lot of people problems this year. It's gone back in the Glenelg game earlier in the year.
Key did a good job breaking it, though. Three is short.
Nice job looking diagonal to find the open perimeter area.
By Little, and here comes South Carroll. This is Otkin on the baseline, now back out to Houston, and he'll bring it back out to the top of the arc. Now they get it to Sommerfeld. And a little short, tried to go back up with it, gets the foul.
Nice position by Benson. Sommerfeld establishing the passing lane and then drop stepping and going. Bertan trying to go straight up with him, did a pretty good job, but it got a piece though. But nice positioning there and patience by South Carroll to get the ball inside on the post by Sommerfeld.
He's drawing attention for sure under the basket from FSK. The first free throw gets all the rim and goes in. So Foul's got 7, and that's the first point that South Carroll has other than Walker Foul, and it goes to Sommerfeld. And he misses the second one, so 1 for 2 from the line. It's an 8-7 South Carroll lead as we're halfway through the first quarter. Devin Miller tried to go in, drew a foul.
Good job by Key pushing in transition off the miss, trying to get some spacing to get to the basket by Miller. Way attack the basket. He has a way of getting to the line. He's been to the line one game several times and really works hard to get position inside and attack the basket.
That's what they're going to need too, right? To try to keep, I'm trying to say, augment the Sommerfeld's presence under the basket. Get in there, get him off his feet, try to draw a few fouls.
Absolutely.
And Miller makes the first free throw to tie the score at 8-8.
Jay Anderson checking in for Key, who's been a true six-man, bringing in some energy and scoring for them in previous games this year.
Yeah, we talked, Greg, before we came on the air, and Key has been in almost every game they've played, and they've been fighting. They haven't won a lot of them, only 2-7 so far, but except for that Man Valley game, they were competitive all the way through, and we're seeing it right now early on in the first quarter.
Yes, they're much better, their product, than the 2-7 record they have. They compete.
Agree.
They do some really good things offensively and defensively. And you're seeing now in transition.
This is Hansen, and swatted away. 2 South Carroll players collide. It was Foul who got a piece of it. Now it's back out. This is Cooper Little, and there's Walker Foul again. Steal.
Once again in passing lanes.
And he takes it in for 2 more. Boy, he really is tough to defend, and as a defender, and he's tough to go against when he's running down the court with the ball.
Absolutely. Just has that instinct on the defense end to be a menace to everybody else on the other team.
6-foot senior, 6-foot senior, Walker Foul. There's Hansen to the glass. He scores.
Great body control getting through the defense there and the 2-step up by Hansen.
His first points of the night, and it's 11-10 Francis Scott Key.
Great collapse by Key. 3 people. Benson has nowhere to turn right there.
Nowhere
nice
to
job.
go. Nowhere to go, and it was a turnover. Both teams are settling in, right, after the first minute or so.
I think so.
They found a rhythm. Yep, found a rhythm. This is Bertrand up top to Miller, guarded by Sommerfeld. Like Greg said, Jay Anderson is in. This is Anderson underneath, and he scores. Nice job, Jay Anderson.
Yes, he does do that. He comes in. He has a way of getting to the basket. He's a great off-the-ball cutting. I've seen in previous games. Does a really good job.
Bertrand's got 5, and 4 players have 2 apiece, and it's 13-10 Key. But Falba will step back for a 3, and Jay Anderson grabs the rebound for Francis Scott Key.
FSK doing a pretty good job boxing out here in the last several minutes, eliminate second chances for South Carroll.
Hansen tried the baseline. There's Miller again. We got caught up. kicked it back out for a three-pointer, does not go, and Summerfeld gets the rebound.
Great cut by Devin Miller there, finding the
was.
space and presence of mind to kick the ball back out the little. Even though the basket didn't go.
Yeah, exactly. Screen, foul ball, just a little strong, and Miller gets the rebound, and Hansen will slow things down for FSK. Minute and 30 left in the first quarter. Little over in front of South Carroll's bench. Jay Anderson gets right to the basket and scores.
Great steal by Bertrand in the post, keeping Houston on the high shoulder, allowing that baseline to open up.
Largest lead, it's 5, FSK. Nice job by Otkin to get in. He got room to shoot, but just couldn't make it go. Now a reach-in foul. That's going to be 2, I think, on Otkin. Let's see if that's the second. Just his first. Okay, but he's coming out with 57 seconds left. Thought they had gotten him for one down the other end, but yeah, just a little bit of a reach there by Otkin.
Cooper Hurley and Brew Neff checking in for South Carroll.
There's a three-point try. Hansen, big rebound, step on the baseline. So the shot didn't go. Hansen got the board and stepped on the line. It'll be South Carroll's ball with 47 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Key starting to extend a little bit their defense. Man defense, 84 feet a little bit. No trapping out of it.
That's to Fabio, who had it momentarily. This is Summerfeld at the free throw line, and a reach-in foul going to be called on Anderson of FSK. And now Coach Forster will send in some subs. Looks like Joel Wantz coming in, the senior. Number 24.
Miller doing a great job on the backboard, defending, rebounding, and cutting on offense.
Summerfeld, it's tough underneath, and there's a foul called on Wantz. It's been tough sledding right now for Benson Summerfeld.
Doing a great job getting position. Key decided not going with any type of double from the wing or from the backside block, and he was able to get that second chance, get to the foul line.
His second trip to the foul line in this quarter. And the first one goes. Nice stroke from Summerfeld. Listed at 6'4". He was a CMSportsNet Player of the Year finalist last year, helped South Carroll reach a region final. He's got 2 points so far, and they've both come from the line, make it 3.
South Carroll going in there, 2-2-1, three-quarter press, looking to trap as they cross right at half court.
Hansen breaks it. Jay Anderson, nice floater. That goes.
Again, Tyler Hansen's drive, draw, and dish ability creating for Anderson there, and great job running the wing by Anderson as well.
Three-point try. Won't go. Hansen's got time. He had more time than that. And the three won't go. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. Well done by Francis Scott Key. Again, after the first 90 seconds to 2 minutes, it felt like they both got into a rhythm. And it was some good sledding for Key and tough going underneath for South Carroll. But Walker Foulball had a great first quarter. And the end of the first quarter, Francis Scott Key 17 and South Carroll 12. And Greg, what did you like out of the Eagles in that first quarter?
Well, I like the way they are. Summerfeld's gotten some looks, but I like the way they're mixing in their doubles on him and sometimes doubling him, but also not, to see how they're going to play him. But they've done a good job also, I feel, in getting to the basket down here and some cuts as well on offense. From South Carolina, it's the 2 point guards. Yep. Hansen and Walker Foble getting in the paint as well, being the difference, starting their offenses up.
Yep. Some of the
Key handling the dribble penetration, and then Summerfeld on the block is still going to be a primary focus.
Right. We're just looking at some of the highlights from the first quarter. It was Walker Foulball definitely was the catalyst for South Carroll in that first quarter. Like you said, it's going to be some in-half transitions to see if South Carroll's defense can start to rise up a little bit. But I like the way FSK kind of gets to the basket and attacks the basket. At least they have in the first quarter.
Yeah, they do a good job of spreading you out. It seems they really operate out of a 5-out type system a good bit of the time, and it does allow for those gaps to create back doors and different basket cuts for them.
4 for 4 from the free throw line. There you go, right on cue, the team stats so far. And 17-12 is our first quarter score, easy for me to say. But the Eagles are 4 for 4 from the line, and 5 different players have scored for FSK as we're underway now in the second quarter.
Little scissors action off Benson. Sommerfeld at the high post.
No one paid attention to foul ball, and he scored easily there.
Yeah.
So they drew that up coming out of the timeout.
Yeah,
right?
OTAs, that way you get extra steal points. South Carolina, they're 22 now, 2-2-1. They usually fall back to a 2-3 when they do this.
Instead, Owen Watkins gets inside the free throw line and scores, and it's 19-14.
Good job finding a soft spot in that 2-2-1 is the foul line in the middle. Great job by Owen Watkins to hit that shot.
Oh, and it was a baseline pass, but there's going to be some body underneath. They're going to get Watkins for a foul, I believe.
Again, dribble penetration. South Carolina's getting a lot of paint touches here with the dribble attack.
You mentioned that was Cooper Hurley. He had come in late in the first quarter, and he's in now number 5 for South Carroll, as well as 10 is Foulable, 2 is A.J. DeFabio. Benson Sommerfeld's 44, and Brew Neff is in 23. There's Foulable again, and they call it foul. Foulable got into the lane, drew some contact, and 2 quick fouls before we're even a minute old in the second quarter. And that is 2.
It's 2 on Owen Watkins.
On Owen Watkins, yep. And he's going to come out, and Augie Bertrand is going to come back in. So South Carolina inbounds under its own I should say FSK's basket. With 7:14 left in the second quarter. Boy, tough shot by Foulable.
Very rare ball screen with the 2 guards coming out of it. One rolling, one coming off the screen. Great look there.
Anderson had played good defense, and Foulable still scored. Bertrand for a long three-pointer. Augie Bertrand, nice touch. 22-16 now. Bertrand leading key in scoring. Dump it down low. They forget about Brew Neff because they worried about Sommerfeld, and Neff scores. We got back and forth we go here.
FSK came with the double on Sommerfeld there, and Sommerfeld doing a great job passing there, seeing the cutting, I believe it was the Fabio off the double.
22-18 is our score. Not even 2 minutes old here in the second quarter. We've got some offensive fireworks. Hansen got kind of caught there in between when to pass it or not. Tried to take about a 12-footer. Nice pass. Sommerfeld slams it home. Foulable looks to the South Carroll fans. And we got a 2-point game.
Great pass to look ahead. Way to run the floor by our South Carroll's big, Benson Sommerfeld, and with the emphatic slam.
And almost a steal by Foulable. Anderson collided with him. No foul called.
South Carroll really picking up the pressure here, their defensive side. Energy's high.
Still the same shot clock, so 10 to shoot. Bertrand missed about a 12, 13-footer there, and South Carroll can tie the score or take the lead on this possession. Mismatch here, Sommerfeld on Joel Wantz, but Sommerfeld misses it. Wantz gets the rebound. Good job by Wantz.
Did just enough to alter the shot.
Yep. When I said mismatch, I was talking about height. No knock on Wantz, but Sommerfeld is decidedly bigger. Either way, Wantz got the board. Still on the matchup there, Wantz and Sommerfeld. Now, this is Hansen. Dribble a little bit high. Pass it to Anderson. Anderson swatted away by Foulable emphatically. Walker Foulable.
Good recovery.
He is doing his best to pick up offensively where Micah Puckett may be lacking, and we know what kind of defensive player Foulable is, so
absolutely.
He's a good one. Key still has it. Got to shoot. And a shot clock violation. And they forgot.
South Carroll's really picked up the momentum here on defense. Really, the energy level's high. A lot of talking. And you're seeing the results here, getting stops at the other end.
You know, you only get a minute or whatever it is between quarters, but you can say a lot in that minute. I know Coach Carnes, I'm sure we showed him in the break there. Just relax. You know, Key played well in the first quarter, but we got a lot of game left. We're going to do these few things and get back in the game.
Absolutely.
Sommerfeld will take a 3.
That's rare. Long. I don't think he's done that much this year.
He has not.
Trying to, once again, with Micah Puckett out, different ways maybe to supplement that scoring loss.
Try to get some points out of it, correct. Here's Hansen, guarded by Fabio, oh, they're going to call him for a reach in.
Good patience by Hansen, a different dynamic to his game, catching on the block with the dribble, seeing if any type of double team would come, and then he's drawing the foul.
Spot foul, not shooting, so it'll be FSK's ball. Inbounds. And something happened there, but
Brunef getting his hand, deflection on the pass, creating a turnover.
Oh, almost out of bounds, but this is back inside. And a foul. I was trying to mention that Cam Karlowski is in the game for South Carroll. He was the one in the corner who corralled that pass from Summerfelt.
And once again, Cam also falls into that injury. I think Cam Karlowski didn't play Tuesday night in Liberty, having some back issues, and it's good to see him back on the court.
Substitutions now for Key, and it looks like Key's going to call a 30-second timeout in between the free throws here. So 30-second timeout called by Coach Forster. And South Carroll's gotten back into it, Greg. What's the biggest reason why?
South Carroll getting back?
Yeah.
South Carroll, I think their defensive energy at the end, mixing up their defense a little bit. Just that couple times they ran their diamond press once and a 2-2-1. This has to give Key a second to slow down and not get in any type of transition game. So that's been the difference. Plus, they're doing a decent job getting in gaps as well, trying to cut down Hansen's penetration. But he's also created at the same length as well. South Carroll's done a good job in transition, as we saw the leak out by Benson Summerfeld on the dunk there.
Yeah, great pass by Foul.
But turning defense into offense quick.
And if you're Key, you took that timeout. It looked like it was actually a full timeout. They're still up by 2, right? That's not South Carroll's going on a little run here, but the Eagles got to feel good about themselves halfway through the quarter, up by 2 points.
Absolutely. Back to your point earlier, I mean, Key has competed with everybody at some level, and they're seeing it tonight. Their kids are really getting after it.
You mentioned it right off the top. Both these teams want to get a win here. Their season's been going not the way they want. Key's on a 3-game losing streak. South Carroll had won the 2 in a row, then they lost to Liberty in a big way. So the second free throw goes for Brunef, and it's a 1-point game. So the competitiveness is going to come out, right? When you got these two teams that want to turn their season around a little bit here.
Absolutely, and just like old ads have said a million times, these kids know each other.
Oh, yeah.
So they play on the AAU teams or different sports, so they want to get after it against people they know.
Travel called there, yeah. Devin Miller got caught underneath the basket. There'll be a turnover, South Carroll's ball. Yeah, more and more now that way, right? Maybe it wasn't such the case when you and I were in high school, but so many different ways to play all year round, and these guys know each other from playing against each other, with each other, just all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. I always get to know people.
Even more so when it's the Century South Carroll Liberties, Key, and Westminster, things like that. They're closer knit schools. This is Walker Foul for a 3. Hansen grabbed that board, and Miller comes away with the ball. Here comes Devin Miller. Oh, it goes in. They're going to call an offensive foul.
Foe will definitely have his feet set there. Miller coming strong off the rebound. Great look, just unfortunately jumping through the defender there, causing a charge. A little different look here for South Carroll. Cam Karlowski bringing now Foe playing off the ball a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if that's a wrinkle or just 1 or 2 times down. Preston Reese in the game now, too, for South Carroll. There he is, top of the arc. This is Karlowski, guarded by Anderson.
Ball screened by Houston. South Carroll looking to get in their 5-out type activity.
Karlowski looked like
great challenger shot by Anderson.
Good job by Anderson. Got a piece of it. Whoa, almost a turnover there, but Hansen has it. Tyler Hansen. Watkins back in the game. Gets the rebound. Hansen trying to go up, and foul.
Good job by Watkins keeping that possession alive, and Hansen going up strong to draw the foul.
They're going to get Brunef on the foul.
Fogle taking a chance high there in that possession. Unfortunately, didn't get it from South Carroll, but created an opportunity for Key with the man advantage.
So Tyler Hansen has a chance to add to his point total, just 2 so far. We mentioned County's leading scorer, and he misses the first free throw. Joel Wance coming in for Devin Miller, I believe. Yep. That was Key's first miss from the free throw line. Wow, missed them both. And Nate Houston with a big rebound for South Carroll. And again, the Cavs can take the lead here. Houston. Watkins did a good job there defending.
Absolutely, kept his feet square, made Houston pick up the dribble.
Houston goes for the three. Sommerfeld, and he draws contact.
Again, Benson Sommerfeld showing the problem he causes,
Yes.
anchoring in there and getting position for the offensive rebound.
And he'll go back to the free throw line.
South Carroll will be heading to the line the rest of the half.
Yes. The new wrinkle in the, well, it's been 2 years now, right? The fifth foul. After that becomes shooting foul the rest of the quarter. They reset, so no more one-on-ones.
No more one-on-ones. It's like the NBA, the big guys now.
Yep. I know some coaches took them a little time to get used to it. They didn't like it, did like it. For better or worse, it's here now, so that's how we play.
In the games I've seen this year, I think it really adds a dimension at the end and taking a foul to your strategy when coming back. So I think it's added another element to strategy at the end of the games. It's pretty neat that coaches have had to do as early as they have in the years past with the 1-on-1 and 7 and 10 foul.
That shot no good, and this is South Carroll with the lead now by 1. They have a chance to extend it. Here's foul ball. And they're going to get him for a travel.
One too
Big
many
Euro
there.
step.
Yes, and the Euro, I just called the lateral steps there, one too many.
He took it from the top of the three-point arc. I thought he was going to get there, but he tried. A for effort, but a turnover.
Absolutely.
Turnover nonetheless. Here's Key. They can take the lead again here if they score. 2 minutes to go in the first half. CMSportsNet game of the week. Yeah, Hansen creates problems. When he starts to get to the lane like that, he's going to draw a defender, and he knows how to keep the ball. And
if he is ahead of steam
Yeah,
and the offside,
exactly.
weak side help or strength side help in that situation, doesn't step in that gap, he's definitely going to get to the basket or draw a foul as he did there.
he drew it on A.J. DeFabio, and that's 2 on him.
Foul
Inbound.
trouble starting to be the story here as we're going to get into the second half.
Sure.
Handful of people with
Two for
here.
now, yeah. No one's got 3 yet, but you're right. Could be a thing. A nice drive by Chris Bay.
Yeah, good drive by
Just
Chris
didn't go
Bay.
in.
Splitting.
There's foul ball again, guarded by Hansen.
See South Carroll clearing this side.
Oh, they called Wentz for a foul underneath.
See South Carroll once again making an initiative right from the get-go to clear out and give Benson Sommerfeld a chance to post and see how Key's going to react.
And this will be shooting now. Key's over the limit, so back to the line. Benson Sommerfeld, who is 5 for 6 in this game so far. He's got 7 points. Make it 8. It's a nice stroke for the big guy at the free throw line. Two for 2 for Sommerfeld.
South Carroll has been once in a while here mixing in a full court trap after a made free throw. They stay in their half court man here.
And they lead by 3. Hansen back out to Bay. Bay with the left hand, too strong. Here comes South Carroll. Foul ball. Draws the foul, almost scored. He'll go to the line for 2.
Key got stuck with not having floor bounds, meaning when on the drive by Tyler Hansen, no one at half court. They cut off the transition on South Carroll to get a chance down court.
Seems like every time foul ball's going down the court, he's finishing it with his hands on his knees after taking a tumble to the court. But that's just the way he plays.
It is.
He plays tough.
He gets familiar with the floor quick, but that's just the type of player he is.
He knows what the court feels like, that's for sure. Makes his first free throw, and wow, just like that, it's a 4-point South Carroll lead. Two for 2 for foul. 27-22 now, South Carroll up with 1:20 to go. Foul's got 15 points. This is Bay. Left hand, too strong. Here comes the Cavaliers. Foul stumbled. He wanted a foul. Didn't get it. Top of the arc. Short on the three was Reese. And Foul will take it with a little screen, a little long. FSK the rebound. Fast.
A lot going on that possession. A lot of
Yes.
second chance opportunities.
Yep. A fast-moving second quarter, I was going to say. And a foul called on South Carroll, but just the fourth, so it won't be a shooting one just yet.
Preston Reese just got a little too caught up close to Hansen on the drive there. Hansen's persistent trying to get to the basket, creating and finishing.
Coach Carnes didn't like it. I can see him talking to one of the officials over there.
He's been known to not like a couple calls once
a couple
in a while.
calls, yeah. Even in Officials Week, Coach, come on. Official Appreciation Week. And a steal off the inbounds. Here comes Walker Foulball. And he scores. Too easy for Foulboy. It's when he just mouthed to the Eagles fans, and he let them know that was too easy. It's a 7-point lead for South Carroll.
Good job by Foulboy creating space with his body to keep the defender away from the ball. FSK going to a 1-4 set here in the baseline. Look like set up their final look here.
Yeah,
ball screen from Miller coming.
With 10 to shoot, they can take the last shot. Bay does score underneath, so they do get some points.
South Carroll come up to double off the ball screen here, and Bay finding the leak in open area underneath.
They needed
Great
that.
job finding open space. They had to get a basket to finish.
They definitely needed that for sure. So we have got to halftime here at Beard Gymnasium at Francis Scott Key. It's a 5-point game. South Carroll 29 and Francis Scott Key 24. Greg, quick thoughts before we take a break. Quick thoughts about what we watched in the first half. Key had the run of the play in the first quarter. South Carroll turned the tables in the second quarter.
FSK's doing it, starting to fill the gaps they can get on offense with the penetration from Hansen. Also the ball screens. If South Carroll's going to double as they did that last possession or of the ball screens, they're able to see the open gaps and hit the right man off the pass. Also Key in transition, who has to keep Foble somehow from getting the paint touches on the dribble, getting in the lane and being able to get people to finish from that standpoint.
All right, everybody sit tight. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. We got more coming your way. The CMSportsNet Game of the Week is coming right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Do you know a young person eager to grow and succeed? Now is the time to register them for the Kiwanis Leadership Experience. For over a century, Kiwanis has empowered youth, and Westminster Kiwanis is continuing that legacy here in our community. Leadership skills, communication, problem solving, teamwork are vital for college and career success. The programs will help young people develop the essential skills of communication, problem solving, and teamwork, making them stand out to universities and employers. Choose from 2 exciting options. Starting January 25th is the first option, an in-depth curriculum for 9th and 10th graders. And then, on January 27th, is a one-day course for 7th and 8th graders. Expert instructors will include development specialists, regional and prominent figures from our community. Kiwanis is proud to partner with the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce and McDaniel College to bring these incredible opportunities. Unlock your students' full potential. Register for a Kiwanis Leadership Program today. The registration deadline is January 22nd. Visit the Westminster, Maryland Kiwanis website for more information.
Welcome back to the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. South Carroll at Francis Scott Key from Beard Gymnasium, where the Cavaliers lead the Eagles 29-24. Pat Stetzer and Greg Mahalko back with you inside Beard Gymnasium. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the first half highlights. We saw a tale of two quarters, really, between the first quarter and the second quarter. We'll get into it here in a second. But FSK was definitely in control in the early going, and a lot of that had to do with the way that Tyler Hansen was playing, but Walker Fowler's been the story so far in the first half.
Absolutely. His ability to get to the basket and create has been on full display today, and the way they've been trying to, definitely an emphasis by South Carroll to get him ball screens and get there.
It's been, Hansen has definitely drawn his attention on defense. Augie Bertrand stepped in well and played well here in the early going for Francis Scott Key, and we've seen a lot of these nice cuts to the basket like we're seeing right there from FSK, and good job by Devin Miller there. But it really has been Walker Fowler who's demanded the ball in place of their leading scorer, Micah Puckett, and he's answered the call so far.
Absolutely has. Coming up big, getting Key also in some foul difficulties here as we enter the second half. Many players having 2 fouls.
Yeah, good
definitely
point.
Be a story here as we open the third quarter.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And they got into the shooting time basically with almost 3 or 4 minutes left, now 3 minutes or so left in that second quarter. And Benson Sommerfeld made them pay. He was 7 for 8 from the free throw line. They're 10 of 12 in South Carroll. We're going to look at it in this moment, but the team stats. But the adjustment that Coach Carnes made after the first quarter. Look, FSK had a nice lead in the first quarter. There you see the big dunk and a great pass from Fowler to get it down to Sommerfeld. What they did in the second quarter, we can talk about it here in a second, just their ability to relax, not let that first quarter get to them, and what was it, a 17-5 second quarter run there for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, South Carolina, I think energy, it started on the energy on their defense end, and not allowing any second chances, but also promoted running and getting out and playing in a little speed and tempo where Walker Fowler definitely excels at to help their offense.
And we'll see how this goes in the second quarter. Here's the player matchup there, and it's been a little bit lopsided with Benson Sommerfeld getting the 9 points, just 2 so far for Tyler Hansen. Remember, he is the county's leading scorer. And
right, if you're Coach Forrester, you're looking at your at halftime, you're down 5 and your leading scorer only has 2 points. You can't be too down about that. You know you're in a game right now, and if you can get your leading scorer going, you're going to be okay maybe.
All right, time to check out the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. It comes from Westminster High School, where this junior forward is making himself known as a presence underneath, and he's got the Owls feeling good about themselves to start the season. Let's find out who it is. All right, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week, Charlie Molman, Westminster boys basketball. Huge double-double against Francis Scott Key. I think 15 points, 16 boards, also 4 blocks. Just another day at the office. Tell me about that game in particular. Obviously, going on the road, beating the pesky Key team. Key's a scrappy team, and you were able to have your way down low. Is that the kind of thing where right off the bat you realize, hey, I should be able to command the post and just kind of get my job done? Do you sense that before the game, or does it take a little while to get it going?
Usually it takes around the first quarter to get settled in and know what my role during the game is going to be. But I think going into that one, I knew I was going to be one of the bigger, more athletic guys on the court. So I just had to play to my strengths. It's
been going well for you so far. What's 1 or 2 things you maybe worked on in the offseason to make yourself,
even more of a well-rounded player. Obviously, we know you can score points and get boards, shoot threes too. You've been working on things besides just here in practice that can try to make you a better player.
I would say rebounding mainly.
Okay.
Gives your team a lot of second chance points,
Right.
a lot of putbacks that I can get. It's easy points.
Also a good start, 3-0 in the county. The non-county schedule is tough, but what is it about this year's team that's different maybe from last year or the year before as Westminster teams that have you guys right now in first place?
I would say everything. I mean, our coaching's different, offense is different, defensive intensity is different. I think we're just doing it all at like a higher level than we were last year, and that's led to our success.
It takes a win, it takes a win like that to try to get things going, and you want to keep stacking them up. There'll be tough opponents coming up as well. What's the confidence level like with these guys? Like you said, a whole different coaching staff, a lot of new guys, but also some of the same guys from last year. But the attitude is going to be different, right, to build a winning program. What is it about this year's chemistry that's led you guys to such a good start?
I think a lot of these guys played on JV together my freshman year. So I think we just had that chemistry, and I think now that we're all together, it's starting to show.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the great game last week. Good luck the rest of the year. Charlie Molman, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes Bollinger Insurance.
Congratulations, Charlie Molman, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. And there's a look at all of our Winter Athlete of the Week selections so far. All right, Greg, keys to the second half before we get back to the action on the court. They had halftime to talk about the adjustments they might want to make. South Carroll's feeling good about themselves after that second quarter.
Absolutely. It comes down to FSK, how they're going to defend Walker Foble in transition, and also the ability to take away him getting in the paint, and then how they're going to deal with Benson Sommerfeld posting up. Are they going to double, let him go one-on-one because of the potential foul trouble Key's starting to work into here. On the other end, once again, is ball screens for Hanson, whatever it might be, to try and create some offense there. South Carroll's had a little bit of difficulty in the ball screen game, defending that. A couple times they've run it this half. We'll see if that continues here.
And like you mentioned before we went to the break, we'll see which team can overcome a little bit of the foul trouble that they've got into. No one's in major trouble, but there's definitely a handful of guys with 2 fouls.
Yes, that could be the story of the half here.
As we get set, in the second half here in Beard Gymnasium, Francis Scott Key High School.
South Carroll appears to be staying in their half-court man. Not much pressing from South Carroll today as in games past.
And here we go. Third quarter is underway. Like Greg said, just some man defense. Hanson tried to get it to Bertrand, but it got caught under the basket, hit the rim, and it's a turnover, and Walker Foul will come up short on a 3. And Miller, the rebound for FSK, and this is Watkins. Tried to do a little too much with the ball there, turned it over.
And again, that Walker Foble creating trouble with the dribble there, poking his hand in on Watkins.
And then right back comes another turnover to FSK. So we can see both coaches from here. They ain't the happiest with 45 seconds into play in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've had quite a few possessions for only 40 seconds into the game in the second half.
Yep. Here's Bertrand, screened by Miller. And going to be a reach-in foul called on Cooper Hurley, number 5.
Key has a little more movement to their offense this half. Some screens along the baseline and also trying to create spacing with 1 and 2 players on one strength side of the ball, trying to create lanes to the basket here.
And Nate Houston slowly coming off the court on his own power, but I don't know if he knocked knees with somebody or not. The athletic trainer, Hannah Narcross, will come over and talk with
Nate Houston's had a great season for them, doing a little bit of everything. Mixed it up inside. He's hit some key jump shots.
He can get rebounds for you. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of playing that second fiddle, second big for them along Benson Sommerfeld all year.
Athletic senior. There's a pass from Miller down low to Hanson. Hanson double teamed, and Foul comes away with it, and here we go. And Miller knocked it out, or else Foul was going to score. Good defense by Miller. I know Foul wanted a foul, but didn't get called.
And I don't know too many shooters that don't want fouls at some point.
It's part of your game, right?
Absolutely.
So we're looking for our first points of the third quarter.
High ball screen here from Brune Neft, trying to create space for Foe.
That was good defense by Key. Miller going for the rebound.
Both teams aren't afraid to get after him. 50-50 balls on the place on the ground.
No doubt. Sommerfeld. They're scrapping right now, both teams. Bertrand. Double team, Sommerfeld. Neff turns and a foul called. Ooh.
Up to the foul point, FSK doing a great job doubling down on Benson Sommerfeld and keeping their hands straight up and playing really physical inside.
Coach Forster didn't like it. But they called a foul on
3 on Devin Miller now, which is big because Devin's had several rebounds and has played a real tough inside game for them.
We just put up a stat for the viewers. Before that free throw, 82% for South Carroll at the line. So they are doing a great job here at the free throw line today.
That's big in a close game.
And that's 2 for 2 for Brunef.
Coach Forster keeping Devin Miller, going to take the risk here at the 3 fouls.
I see that. He goes 7 or 8 deep. Nice pass down low. Watkins makes a man miss and scores off the glass. Good job by Watkins not to rush the shot.
Great patience, exactly. Kept his body square, kept the defender on his back, and waited for the clear to go up. Great job by Owen Watkins.
And a foul call there, though. It's going to be on Hansen. He thought he got the ball. Hurley just tried to speed past the defense, and that's Hansen's first foul. So not in any trouble at the moment, but 31-26 is our score. 2 minutes into the third quarter.
South Carroll spreading the floor here, allowing Walker to able to work, trying to get to the basket.
Short on that 3. He was guarded momentarily by Hansen. Watkins breaks it, and there's Foul getting his hand in there.
I don't know if anybody adds up deflections, but he has to be in the league leaders in Carroll County. Most passes are deflected by him tonight.
We don't do it, so if you don't mind, go back and watching all the games, that'd be great. Get deflections for us. Get plus minus while you're at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff you like, all the nitty gritty. Nice job there by Hansen, though. When in doubt, just go to the basket. Tyler Hansen.
Great screen by Devin Miller. He's done that several times tonight. Really patient, get in position, get a solid screen on the South Carroll defender.
Foul into the lane, called for a foul. Is FSK called for a foul, and foul will go to the line.
2 on Hansen.
2 in the last minute. So now he's got to be careful. And you see it there on our replay. There's definitely some traffic in there. And foul short on the free throw. That was his first miss from the line. He has 17 points. He leads all players in this one. Bertrand leads FSK with 8.
Cam Karlowski checking back in for Hurley as they go with the 2-point guard lineup, South Carroll. They showed a little bit earlier in the first half.
4-point lead. And lost it going up, so a turnover. Down to Sommerfeld. From the free throw line, a little strong.
Good shot fake by DeFabio, just off the mark.
There's foul for 3.
Second chance points. Coaches do not enjoy having to talk about that, but that was the difference there, staying after for the offensive rebound. Force a tough shot and then give up the offensive rebound. It's frustrating.
21 for foul. Watkins, a wild shot. He's got it back. Back out top. Bertrand for 3. Turns out to be a good pass. Fighting for the ball down there. Finally, Sommerfeld has the rebound.
Watkins really working hard on the backboard, just couldn't get it to go.
Foul, no, but a good putback by Brunef.
Good presence by Brew not to come down with the ball and go right up to finish.
Well, let's see here. What do we have? I think we have a technical foul called on Foul. He must have said something. He's talking to Coach Carnes right now, but this is going to be a technical foul. And Bertrand, like he started the game, will go to the line for 2. He makes the first one. South Carroll's on a run there, too. It's now a 8-point lead after the first free throw from Bertrand. He's short on that one. So 1 for 2 after the technical foul. Give Walker Foulball 2 fouls, and it will be Key's ball because Foulball had scored down low a moment ago. He's got 21 points. He had a 20-plus point game earlier in the year, too, so he can score.
It's definitely on display tonight, his scoring ability.
Bertrand, left hand. Nice job, Augie Bertrand.
Nice job by Bertrand to keep his balance, reach out with his under left hand to get that finish at the rim.
He knew
protecting the ball.
Yeah, he knew the defender was going to be there, and he guarded it with his left hand. Foulball will be short on the 3 and out of bounds.
Coach Carnes not happy with that shot early in the shot clock.
I was just going to say the same thing. He didn't like that shot selection from Foulball. He'll let you know it.
One thing about South Carroll game, you always know what Coach Carnes is on his mind. His voice carries.
It does. Hanson, nice job on defense by South Carroll.
What a play by DeFabio, going straight up, getting his hand on the shot block.
And here's DeFabio for a 3. Wow. Johnny on the spot. Brunef again under the hoop. Shot won't go. Sommerfeld tipped it back to Neff, and Neff scored, and the Cavaliers lead by 8 again.
It's amazing how often a ball doesn't draw iron is an offensive advantage because the defense is looking at the basket.
Sure, yeah, sure.
It just ends up in the offense's hands then.
Oh, nice job. Quick score. Cooper Little, number 5. Nice pass in low from Devin Miller, and Keys found its groove again.
Miller doing a lot of the little things that involve scoring, screening, passing, great body control by Little, going up strong to get the basket as Keys starting to go on a little bit of a run here, feeling good about themselves.
And I think Coach Carnes noticed it. He's called a 30-second timeout to settle things down. 3:11 left in the third quarter. South Carroll leads 39-33. And, you mentioned early on that South Carroll didn't really change much from the second quarter to the third quarter. They still haven't, but Key has been able to sort of get themselves back into a rhythm, and they've got it to a 6-point deficit.
Key's come with a couple offensive sets. I've noticed are more 2-man games on the strong side and 3 away with some type of action off the ball to try and occupy the weak side defenders, which I think has given some space and chances to finish for Key, which has been a nice adjustment by Coach Forrester.
Breaking news, I have a text from somebody that says you outdressed me tonight.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You told me quarter zip. I didn't know you were going to go tie and 3/4
I did
zip.
mention tie to you.
You did.
I thought about it. I
did.
don't think you noticed that.
No,
Yeah.
well, I can't tie one, so I'm not going to wear one. I should get lessons and come correct next time. But
maybe next time I'll go bow tie.
Oh,
like those
there
as
you
well.
go. Yeah. I'll just stick with a clip-on.
There we go.
There's no shame in the clip-on, right?
Nope.
It worked for Tommy Boy. It worked for me.
It did.
He wore the clip-on.
He made it far, yep.
All right, South Carroll will inbound it. Coming up on 3 minutes to go.
Sommerfeld working from the high post here. South Carroll used a lot of scissor-type action with the guards cutting off and splitting off of him early in the first half for a couple baskets.
Coach Forrester thought that had gone off South Carroll leg, but it staged with the Cavaliers. Inbounds into the backcourt. DeFabio will bring it across the line.
South Carroll in their patent and flex offense here. Coach Carnes has run for years.
Sommerfeld wanted to get that down low to Foulball and that flex cut under the basket.
5 on the shot clock, looking to get a look here.
Sommerfeld just kind of threw it up. Good defense by Bertrand.
Great stop by FSK.
Yeah, that was
really
a good stop.
Protected the paint. There was no paint touches, forcing a long shot at the end of the clock. Great job by Key.
And coming out of a South Carroll timeout, so good job by Key.
Yeah. Scoring on OTAs out of timeouts and defending them are really key.
Hanson missed it, but a great rebound by Watkins. Miller to Bertrand. No good. Sommerfeld rebound, and South Carroll can settle it down.
You can see the urgency in Key, though. They're feeling more confident. The shots are taken.
They are. Oh, Brunef did a great job, but he couldn't handle the ball, and I think Key did touch it.
Bertrand got his hand on it as he drove by.
It was a good job by Neff. He just sort of got caught underneath the basket and didn't have enough oomph to get it back up to the hoop. But the Cavaliers had the ball. 2:12 to go in the third quarter. We're glad you're with us on the game of the week.
Great catch by Karlowski.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a moving screen. I saw it coming. Good call, I think, on that one. I don't think Coach Carnes could argue that one too much. Brunef got a little excited, and you can't move, right? You got to stay still.
Yeah, you got to establish that area you're going to stand at before you make contact, that's for sure.
So an offensive foul is a turnover, and FSK will get it back. That's the second foul on Neff. 3 apiece in the quarter between the Eagles and the Cavaliers.
Little 3-man action game here, getting Miller to the basket. Now the screen and roll.
Miller in the near corner. Back out, Watkins. Watkins tried to drive in there, but Sommerfeld made it tough, and he gets the board.
You can see Sommerfeld's presence there. Watkins feeling he has to protect the ball extra long because of Sommerfeld being around underneath.
Understandable. He's a big guy under there. Here's foul ball to the lane. Left hand won't go. He gets it back, pushes it up on the baseline, and scores.
Staying with it, not giving up on it just because he missed it. Walker making things happen for South Carroll.
Got the kind roll, and it's back up to an 8-point lead, 41-33.
Another ball screen by Miller.
Bertrand tried to get Neff off his feet. Here's Miller. That's tough going there. Sommerfeld rejected him, and Falble's got it. And he's double teamed, and he'll get out of there in a hurry.
Good job by Miller, though, attacking Sommerfeld, trying to get a foul drawn on him, see if he can have some success at that, make him defend it as well down there.
Neff again off the missed shot. Here's Karloski. He'll step back for a three. That doesn't go, and Miller gets the rebound. Nice job, Devin Miller.
Miller doing a great job on the defensive backboard, and I really hustling. Really impressive his effort.
And Coach Tyler Forster will call a timeout. Full timeout, 60-second timeout for the Eagles. Try to set something up and maybe get a 2-for-1. We'll see. There's 40 couple seconds left.
Yeah, that can be a double-edged sword. Sometimes you rush that and you get a bad look as opposed to getting using the shot clock and getting the shot you want.
Just a reminder that we will have a game of the week for you next Friday. Liberty taking on Man Valley in Manchester. It's the first game of doubleheader. We'll have the girls' game for you as the game of the week. Our coverage will begin at 4:50, and the tip-off is set for 5 p.m. in Manchester. We'll have coverage of that boys' game for you as well that follows the girls' game. Liberty at Manchester Valley, the reigning county champions, got that convincing win over FSK just recently, and Liberty handled South Carroll as well after they had lost a close one to Century. So these games are starting to mean more and more as the regular season goes on. Everyone's trying to get themselves in good standing in the Carroll County Athletic League. As you see Coach Forster drawing up a play on the sideline for Francis Scott Key, and there's Coach Carnes breaking the huddle for the Cavaliers. So 41.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And let's see, Coach Carnes wants to know something here. Maybe a substitution. A substitution issue, perhaps. He wanted to try to get somebody in out of the timeout.
Not sure of the issue. Coach Carnes on the court, which is uncharacteristic.
Right.
Trying to get an explanation.
Well, it seems they figured it out, but I see there are two guys wanting to come in for South Carroll. Usually you can during the timeout. They got to check in, of course, so maybe that was the issue. Either way, it's Key's ball.
Which definitely, if that was the case, plays into what South Carroll's strategy was defensively on this possession.
Yeah, I mentioned a 2-for-1. There wouldn't be enough time for that, but still they wanted to call that timeout and set something up. And it's Tyler Hansen making something happen, and that goes, and he'll get to the line for a three-point play.
He's worked and worked and worked, taking some physical play inside to get it. He's finally been able to finish there. And this is the basket will really allow him to get going here.
Yeah, we've seen him do that, half dozen times already, and he hasn't scored yet off it until then. Or if he did, it was early on. And he might need that to get him going now. Just 6 points so far for a player who averages better than 16.5 points a game, so it can come in spurts. But he's missed all three of his free throws, off the rim. So a 6-point lead, and South Carroll can actually hold it for the final possession.
South Carroll going for 1-4 set across the foul line here. Some type of action for Fogle, I'm sure, off of this.
Coach Carnes barking out the call. 8 to shoot. Foul ball guarded by Hansen. Foul ball into the lane, and foul ball scores off the glass.
Great setup by South Carroll there.
Bertrand. Oh! Bertrand! Count it. After Falble hit a great shot, Bertrand.
2 exciting plays to end this quarter.
From way downtown, absolutely. Augie Bertrand gives Keys crowd some juice.
South Carroll have a great job there. They're the delay game set there to all 4 players at the foul line, creating space for Fogel, but they're almost guilty of their own success, scoring too quickly, allowing time for Key to outlet and get a look from 3 that went.
They only had about 5 or 4 seconds to get it up there. They got it to midcourt, and Bertrand sank it. Well, from the red line on the court, he was way back there. Third quarter score, South Carroll 43, FSK 38. There you see Augie Bertrand on the bench after getting congratulated by his teammates. He's got 14 points. And here's some third quarter highlights for you.
Good job by Hanson finding
Bay underneath.
Bay there.
Yep. Yeah, Hanson did score a few times underneath, but more often than not, he would drive, and South Carroll's defense would be up for the challenge.
They have, and Bertrand's he's been shooting a lot from the outside, but he's taken advantage of that idea and getting to the basket, as you saw there in that highlight.
I've been impressed with Bertrand, the way he can get to the basket and score.
Absolute big athlete, 6'4", can shoot and also shown he can finish at the basket.
That's Little with a nice pass in low from Devin Miller, and you've been impressed with his game too. I mean, for South Carroll, it's been Walker Falble all night, and he missed that shot but scores on the runner, and he's just been everywhere for the Cavaliers.
Key did a much better job in the third quarter with passes getting through, not getting deflected, valuing possession, as we see Jay Anderson checks in for Key.
I'm going to call that a half court shot there by Bertrand.
It's more half court than mid court, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, half court than in the lane, that's for sure.
Yeah. So here we go, 43-38. We got a good ball game here for you. The final 8 minutes of regulation. Boy, Walker, Falble. That's how you start a possession.
Key actually had decent position to try and help there if that gap, and Walker Fogel still able to get through and finish at the basket and go into the line.
He's a talker, but he backs it up. And that's not a knock on him. He's just a competitive player.
Everybody has different ways to make them go, and that's definitely it helps Walker being able to be vocal.
27 for the senior guard, 45-38, South Carroll leads.
Key spreading the floor, a little shuffle, cup tight elbow to the block there for Miller.
Watkins is triple team now, Miller, and he slipped. Yeah, he slipped. That's happened a couple times on both ends.
I'm starting to wonder if that floor, they need to get a timeout here and maybe scrub this floor. That's 2 or 3 times.
Both teams, both teams have had some tough traction there. Miller needs the sticky pad on the sideline.
Yeah.
Get those shoes.
You need the guys in the NBA game to come out.
That's
right. Balls at the other end of
the Swiffer guys.
That area.
That's right, yeah. Well, South Carroll will take it down.
And South Carroll started that 1-4 high action, horns action.
They did this at the end of the quarter, and it worked, although it was negated by that long 3 by Bertrand. There's a nice move inside. Preston Reese.
Great catch, great patience. Knowing he had the defense flying by, turn back into defense, use his body, protect the ball. Good finish by Preston.
Hanson can't get it to go. Foul is called on DeFabio. He doesn't believe it, but it's going to be his 3rd, and actually Hanson's got 3 fouls as well. But calling a block, I think, on DeFabio. That's 4 on DeFabio. I beg your pardon. So
good job.
First foul trouble. No, go ahead.
Good job by Tyler Hanson, recognizing the weak side help was not there. It was already extending out to the elbow, extended man, and able to get to the basket one-on-one for a change. He's had hands and a bunch of bodies seeing him every time he's entered the paint all night. One of the few times he had a clear path with just one guy on him.
The only blemish so far, that's 0 for 4, I believe, now at the line for Hanson. He's left some points on the board, and you look up and you see 47-38. You could use these free throws down the stretch.
Such a common phrase, but so true. Foul shots in close games. Any game. Games that aren't close should have been close sometimes because of foul shots.
Yeah, you look back at a 12-point loss. If we made half our free throws, you're right back in the game. So 47-39 now.
Again, that scissors action splitting off the high post.
That was a great job. Anderson gets called for the foul, or else Summerfeld's going to score an easy layup. Falbo's got great court vision, Greg. He just really can spot his teammates when they need him the most.
Absolutely, and with Walker seeing that cut, but also Vincent Summerfeld realizing he kind of lulled his defender to sleep there, knowing that he's been at the foul line the whole time and cutting back door after the 2 guys who split at the foul line went through. So great cut and great vision, obviously, by Walker.
First free throw is short for Benson Summerfeld. 7 for 9, though, from the line. Missed them both.
Again, foul shooting, both sides. Good body movement and footwork by Watkins, just unable to finish there at the basket.
Foul ball left hand, no good. Sommerfeld rebound, puts it back up and scores, and Watkins is down at the other end. We're going to call a quick timeout. Landed a little awkwardly. He's going to try to get up on his own. And he comes off.
Good sign, seeing he's able to walk off. Hopefully it's nothing serious at all. He's able to get back in here. He's doing a great job tonight for
he is. He is. Joel Wance will come in, and hopefully he just landed a little awkwardly and needs a moment. It's a 10-point lead now for South Carroll. Eagles have it. They cross mid-court, almost at midfield. Bertrand will hit another three.
Great job coming off the screen, immediately knowing what he wants to do. He knew he had a little bit of space due to the screen that was created for him and was looking to score immediately. Great job.
He's keeping him in the game, 49-42. Foul ball steps back. Three won't go. Bertrand has the rebound. And who did it go off of? It went off of Bertrand's foot.
Yeah.
It'll be South Carroll's ball.
Cooper Hurley appears to be running the offense here again. Walker Fogle playing off the ball here.
We're going to run the 1-4 again. Yep, looks like they are. What's the idea there, Greg, when you bring everybody up to the free throw line?
Well, one, if you can get a back door out of that, if you got a hard dribble into the wing. But two, what South Carroll appears to do is if you're going to play man and stay on the guys on the opposite side of Fogle, you have a whole court for Fogle to operate one-on-one.
That ended in a layup, left-handed layup by Benson Sommerfeld. Hansen, he's not done yet. He scores, he draws a foul. And we're seeing some stars shine tonight.
The point guard's getting to the basket. That's what it's been tonight.
You like that kind of basketball, don't you?
Absolutely.
So Hansen has definitely come on here in the second half, in the fourth quarter specifically. And he's got a chance to make it a 6-point game, and he does.
It's been really fun watching these two. They truly, like a throwback term, drive, draw, and dish, 3Ds.
Yep.
1980 type point guards getting in the lane and creating for themselves and their team.
Here's a three from Preston Reese, right back at him.
Look what I found. No one's on him, space, and delivers.
Well, that's how you answer, too. Key has a little bit of momentum, excuse me, and Reese just calmly steps up and drains that three. Nice play there. Devin Miller just had a little bit of defender on him, and it was Walker Foul.
A great roll there.
It was.
Just, once again, Foul getting his hand on the ball again.
Nice pass inside, too. Sommerfeld couldn't get it. Here's Nate Houston. Off the mark, Sommerfeld right back inside. Blocked away, though, by Bertrand. That's going to be off the backboard.
Good job by Bertrand being patient and keeping his hand straight up, allowing Sommerfeld to shoot the ball into his hand, and great sign seeing Owen Watkins check back in.
I just pointed over there. There comes Owen Watkins, so that's a good sign for Key. 5 minutes left in regulation. South Carroll leads by 9, and they have the ball. Inbound, Houston, foul ball now, guarded by Hansen at the top of the arc.
It looks like a two-man game here of Sommerfeld and Fogle. Great entry pass.
10 to shoot. Sommerfeld shuffled his feet.
They haven't done much of that look this half. They did it early, probably a handful of times, and they've went to it there where you try and get Spencer Sommerfeld a catch on the block and see what he can do from there.
South Carroll coach Jim Carnes calls a timeout. Full timeout, 60-second timeout here in the court with 4:46 remaining in regulation. So Hansen's got 10, Bertrand's got 17, 4 threes for Austin Augie Bertrand, and then for South Carroll, I mean, it's been the Walker Foul show. Now Sommerfeld's got 13, and I know he has a mess of boards, but Foul's got 27 to lead all players. He's got the 9 twos and the 2 3-pointers. There you see Coach Carnes talking, and been around a long time. He is South Carroll, I'll say South Carroll sports. He's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of South Carroll sports. He's definitely South Carroll boys basketball for sure.
Absolutely. He's seen it all at South Carroll and seen it all in the game of basketball. I mean, his knowledge and depth of what he's done in the basketball world is unparalleled to many. Well, I'm sure he's telling his team right now, take care of the ball. We're up 9. Smart decisions, use the shot clock. Now is key. Do they try to speed this game up a little bit? Maybe some full court pressure, picking up their defense man-to-man, full court, or some type of zone trap to speed them up. I think he has to think about something like that as we get closer here to the end of the game and trying to get this 9-point deficit. They keep on getting that 7-5, trying to get below that 5-point mark.
Yeah, they had it to 6 a moment ago, and then after that, feeling good about themselves on a 3-point play, what does South Carroll do? Come down and drain a 3 and right again, it's back to 9. So
yeah, South Carroll's had the answer.
it's been the story of Key's season. They'll hang in these games because they're a scrappy, competitive team. They just can't get over that hump right now. And other than that game against Man Valley, they've been in almost all their games. So.
Absolutely. You see South Carroll here go 2-3, trying to force Key to use some shot clock. Now the key is South Carroll being able to find the shooters on the perimeter.
I think Fowl got a piece of that three-pointer.
I think he did.
Oh, nice pass down low. And a foul, reach-in foul in South Carroll. It's going to be on Cooper Hurley, I believe it is. But Fowl came out of nowhere and got a piece of that 3 from Hanson in the corner. He's just everywhere for South Carroll. He's all over the court.
Now South Carroll's going to stay in the 2. They've been defending baseline out bounces with man. They're going to defend it in 2-3 here.
So a fresh 30 as we approach the halfway mark, and a turnover. A little lazy pass there from Key.
Right idea by Bertrand trying to enter the high post, make the defense collapse. We got deflected away.
Key wanted some sort of backcourt violation there.
Frobel lost his footing for a second and was about to travel and just had to throw the ball up in the front court.
Key was standing around there. They do get the ball back, though. Oh, he stepped out. No.
Cooper Hurley making things happen. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah, South Carroll stepped out.
Yep.
You hear Coach Forster shouting out the play with under 4 to go in the fourth quarter.
And South Carroll going to stay in this 2-3.
It's worked the last 2 times down the court.
See how Key tries to make them defend the perimeter here.
Now, Key has hit 3s tonight, so and here comes a try for Bertrand. Devin Miller, call a tie-up and call a foul.
Now, when you go zone, that's a tough thing. It's tough rebounding out of the zone. Plus,
you have to collapse down on the defender.
Hard to find a body, but also long shot, long rebound happens a lot. So you definitely need all 5 rebounding, and then Key's able to find a second chance there.
Here's a 3, Cooper Little around the rim, it won't go.
Good inbounds pass.
Watkins does a good job here on these rebounds. Whoa, and Watkins. Boy, he's a big body under there.
Yep, not giving up at all, going up strong.
Against one of the top rebounders in the county and holding his own. And he'll have a chance for 2, and that's good for, this is what Key wants, stop the clock and get a chance to score.
And score without the clock moving definitely will help.
But that's been the story of Key right now. They were 7 for 12 now from the free throw line. It's been a bugaboo here tonight. Make it 7 for 13, but they get the ball back.
Carroll struggling again, rebounding out of their own basket.
Bertrand and then Key stepped out of bounds trying to keep it alive.
Good hustle by Miller, though, trying to keep it alive.
It was, yep. But these possessions now with 3:20 to go are going to be key, pardon the pun. They're going to need almost to score every time and play good defense the rest of the way, down 9.
Now you see Keys going to their 1-2-2-3 quarter, probably looking to trap as they cross half court. And they're trapping in the front court, got it across.
Coach Carnes almost called a timeout. Preston Reese.
Turnover, that's what you want if you're Key.
Reese, I think the ball was trying to go to Houston. Reese didn't really know it, and he stepped in trying to make a play, and it knocked it out. Coach Carnes almost called a timeout there while South Carroll got it over the midcourt, but that's a turnover. That's what Key wanted.
Yeah, so it's drastic change in how this style of play is being now. Key's trying to speed it up with the 3-quarter press on the score. 2-3 from South Carroll. South Carroll getting the rebound out of the 2-3 first time.
Yeah, I wonder, too, if Key, they don't need to shoot 3s every time. There's still a lot of time left in this game. I don't know if they want to be reliant on the 3 all the way the rest of the way.
They still don't have to. They can get this to a 2-possession game before the 2-minute mark. They're in good shape.
Sure. And you can score 2s to do it. You don't have to shoot 3s.
Absolutely.
Nice drive there by Reese.
Reese coming in with some big buckets here.
Absolutely.
3 earlier and a great finish there. Keeping his body away from the keeping the defender away, and then lean to have the ball for the finger roll in.
Bertrand, they forced that up a little bit.
Really felt Summerfeld's presence there, having to lean away.
Yeah, well, everybody feels that presence for sure. I don't blame them. So now, South Carroll is in control with 2:10 to go and up by 11.
You definitely see South Carroll's trying to use as much of the shot clock as possible.
And they call a foul before Foul shot it. Well, they're going to call him, I guess they're going to say he was shooting. It's only the third foul for South Carroll, but foulable will go to the line. And he's got a chance here for a 30-point game. That's point number 28. Got to figure he's going to have his hands on the ball here down the stretch with 2:03 to go.
Absolutely. You want to make sure your better ball handlers are taking care of it, and decision-making is a necessity right now.
Foul hits them both. He's got 29. And timeout, FSK. They're going to want it on the baseline. And it's a full timeout, I believe. With 2:02 to go, South Carroll leads FSK 58-45.
I think what you said earlier, South Carolina Key doesn't necessarily have to rely on the quick three against this 2-3 zone. Maybe you want to find gaps. You still get a chance to get easy gap penetration and attack the basket. And that might create good threes or finish at the basket. Also hit the foul line and see how the defense collapse. See if you get a look from there or kick it back out. As far as South Carroll's design here, you want to make them don't foul three-point shooter and also try and make as many passes as possible in the defense, not giving up anything inside.
Just a reminder that Game On appears every Wednesday as CMSportsNet's magazine-style sports show. We got you covered with all things Carroll County high school sports, winter sports in full swing, and Game On every Wednesday at 7. I know Greg watches every week when he can.
Definitely.
You didn't have to say that. I was setting you up. Now, we have a lot of fun with our Game On show, and our Game of the Week broadcasts are always fun, too. I'm glad we finally got to do one of these together.
It's great.
I posted it on social media today. Full disclosure, Greg and I have known each other a long time, and we would wonder to each other one time, it'd be kind of fun to call a game once in a while, but that'll never happen. Well, fast forward to 2025, and here we are calling a game. So I'm glad you could be here with me.
We've been doing it for 40 years, but now everybody else gets to hear us do it now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but we like it, so that's good.
Yep.
All right, FSK got to be in a little bit of hyper mode here, at least kind of pick the pace up here, down double digits. And that's going to be a shooting foul, though, because South Carroll's over the limit. So I think if you're Key, that's one way to try to attack this. 1:53 left.
Absolutely. Trying to get to the foul line will definitely help. South Carroll staying in the 2-3 and trying once again waste that time.
The only problem is Hansen 2 for 6 from the free throw line. And again, the Eagles are 7 for 13 as a team. It's been a struggle at the line for Hansen with just the 10 points and now 2 for 7. It's frustrating, right? When you did what you have to do. You stopped the clock. You got to the line. 3 points. I'm putting air quotes up. Easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. When I look back at this game, we're definitely going to discuss this.
It'll be worked on tomorrow in practice for sure. Coach Forster asking the Eagles to get up a little bit on defense, and Falbo knows it.
Starting to scramble and chase.
What a great pass and assist. And
yeah, great job. Great vision. Good job by Houston. Have his hands up, ready to go on the block and go right up.
Bertrand sinks a 3.
12-point lead here. They got to pick up full court. They're just scrambling, trying to.
He wasn't looking. Almost a turnover. Houston was not looking.
One thing.
Oh, that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, the one thing South Carroll doesn't need to do is look for shots early in the shot clock here. Just beat the pressure and take care of the ball. Smart decisions.
Preston Reese, 7 second-half points. You just saw that graphic, so a good job by Reese.
Talked about people filling in with absent Micah Puckett and Preston Reese being one of those with his performance tonight. Doesn't have to be one person. It can be a collection of several, and South Carroll's done that tonight.
Absolutely, they have. Hansen will take a 3. Big
Great
board
rebound
by Ed. Big board.
Being strong there. Great job going up.
And Falbo's got it. And he breaks that pressure. Falbo gives off to Sommerfeld. Give Falbo another assist, and this one is going South Carroll's way here as we go to 50 seconds left. Bertrand, short on the 3. Miller.
Okay, South Carroll not fouling, but good job going up by Miller, staying with it.
Key will call a timeout, try to stop things and set up a defense with 42.5 seconds left. See, again, I like Key's scrap and I like Key's hustle. Just the free throw line hurt him tonight and not getting enough contributions from the top scorer in the county. But again, it's credit to South Carroll. They knew that coming in, so Cavaliers came to play here on the road tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure the loss of Liberty definitely did not feel good. They were in it for a long time there. Liberty pulled away in the late third quarter, early fourth. Want to get back on track. They play a lot of people competitive, play one of the better I've seen them play Frederick County teams. Urbana, the best team in Frederick County, arguably very well. So they've been in some close games, and they're looking to show that tonight that they're up to the challenge of getting back to it in the win column.
And with Key, I'm sure it's frustrating. This will be looking like it'll be another loss for them, and they're in these games, and that can wear on you after a while. When are we going to get over the hump? I think with Coach Forster, he's got their mindset right. They play hard every time they play. They make it tough for everybody they play. Man Valley was the one outlier earlier in the week, but I like the way FSK plays for their coach and for their fans.
Absolutely, Coach Forster. You can see they respect his effort, and the players give that back to him. They're always diving on the floor, 50-50 balls, and competing. You see it in their screens. You see it in their defensive talk. You can just see it, unfortunately, when something doesn't go their way and a missed foul shot, how desperately they wanted to make it.
Sure.
They're engaged, and they want to get into that win column just as much as everybody else does.
So the timeout was called by Key. It'll be South Carroll to inbound.
No center fielder here. South Carroll has a chance here for the home run play. Throwing over the top is what I mean by that, and get it in initially. Now they Phobal anyways.
That was just a spot foul. They got one more to go. So
again, the strategy coming in here with no one-on-one.
Yep, you can
when
foul
you
here.
Shoot.
Right. Now the next one will be correct.
Correct. If we were in a situation still at one-on-one, we'd have a lot of fouls to go here, so it changes the course of the strategy.
Oh, and let's see. He wasn't allowed to run the baseline. Did he travel? Must have been.
Yep,
yeah,
that's exactly what it was. You couldn't run. Wasn't a made basket situation.
It's a dead ball
anymore.
foul, so you got to stand still. I believe that was the call.
I think it was.
Key gets an inbound. They get a chance here. They got to hurry.
Shoot, passer stepping in. Good look from Bertrand there.
And they foul Foul, and now Foul gets a chance to go to the line.
We talk about Foul scoring, his assist. Just there, the initial catch and standing and waiting to be guarded to waste time. Just another factor of being a point guard and understanding the situation being demonstrated by Walker. Great job.
So Foul will have a chance for a 30-point game. And there it is. They're hard to come by.
You don't see them often.
No, you don't. Micah Puckett had one earlier in the year, so that's 2 for South Carroll. I think Puckett scored 31 in a holiday tournament game for South Carroll, and it's just been matched. So Walker Foul, 31 points. Spoiler alert, we're going to try to talk to him after the game and talk to him about this win for South Carroll. There's Hanson on the baseline, and Foul will.
Again, once again, pulling it out, playing smart, knowing they've gotten the job done.
Yep.
Class move here, and
it was,
surprise from a South Carroll-led team by Coach Carnes.
Foul giving it to some of the Key fans a little bit, but the final 10 seconds will tick away, and South Carroll will come up with a win. 64-50 is your final score, and the Cavaliers get back in the win column to go to 2-3 in the county. Nice job by South Carroll. Had that first quarter deficit and really not coasted, but pulled away from there and played a good game.
Coming in, the Key was going to have some urgency and energy playing at home, coming off the loss to Man Valley earlier in the week, that they're going to come out fast and trying to establish a tempo that to their liking. And South Carroll was able to match that, and Walker Phobal from the scoring, from the drive, draw, and dish, the deflections and steals, especially in the first half, was just all over the place tonight, making things happen for South Carroll, and in the absence of Micah Puckett.
Yeah, he filled the stat sheet for sure. Final score, South Carroll 64, FSK 50 here in Beard Gymnasium. The Cavaliers get the win. They're 2-3 in the county and 5-4 overall. Pat Stetzer and Greg Mahalko inside Beard Gymnasium, and Greg, we talked about the second quarter was 17-5 in favor of South Carroll. Key made it close, but the Cavaliers really didn't look back after that first quarter, and Walker Foul is a big reason why.
Absolutely. That 17-5 run, getting settled in, finding what they want to do offensively. They really worked Benson Sommerfeld early in the first half, trying to get him looks inside, getting Key some foul trouble early in the first half, and then it became the Walker Phobal show from the penetration to the deflections, as we mentioned earlier. And just, again, little things from Preston Reese type.
Yep.
Games as well, filling in little pieces here and there from everybody.
All right, time to step aside one more time, take a quick break, but don't go away. We'll have more coming for you in the postgame show. The CMSportsNet Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Welcome back. CMSportsNet Game of the Week. South Carroll 64, Francis Scott Key 50. Pat Stetzer and Greg Mahalko inside Beard Gymnasium, our post-game show. And we're going to take a look at the second half highlights here. And while we do, I'm going to ask Greg his thoughts about just the way that Walker Falble stepped up when they needed him to offensively, but he did everything for them. You mentioned it before where you got to the break and just what he did without the ball and with the ball that led them to victory.
It was almost like he was Micah Puckett helped South Carroll early on when Walker was out, and Walker came to the save when Micah's out as well here. Just phenomenal getting in the lane, recognize the situations when getting the ball inside the Benson Sommerfeld, and then the defensive deflections really stands out to me, just the defensive end and how he created offense from the defensive side as well. Just fantastic play by Walker Falble all night.
How about Bertrand beating the clock there from just inside half court? Key had some momentum, but when the fourth quarter began, South Carroll just going right back to what they've been doing. Preston Reese, we mentioned him, 7 points in the second half. He comes up big.
Once again, yeah, Preston Reese, talk about South Carroll type teams. Guys just filling in, getting a chance and contributing where they're needed, knowing their role. And Preston Reese definitely did that tonight for South Carroll.
And even when Falble misses, one of his teammates is right there to pick him up. So he comes in and draws the defender, rightfully so. Well, then there's Reese, there's Sommerfeld, there's Nate Houston for a brunette. We saw him do it. There was Reese again. So, and the way that Falble can pass the ball is huge for South Carroll.
Yeah,
so.
it's such a nice part of your offense when you have someone who can create from the top of the shot clock to the end when the play doesn't go well because of their vision and ability to draw the defense. So just a great job. Overall, great point guard play by Walker Falble all night.
Check out the free throws there. 17 for 22 for South Carroll, just 7 for 15 for the Eagles. That was one of the differences in the game for sure. And then the 5 3-pointers kept Key in the game for a while, but the Cavaliers pulled away.
Yeah, the free throw line, definitely South Carroll just missing the 5. And the amount of foul shots, 22 foul shots. When you're shooting a high volume of foul shots, you know you're doing good things on the offensive end.
And how about that? Our player matchup, Walker Falble, 31 points, 11 field goals, 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Tyler Hansen for Key with the 10 points, but just 2 for 8 from the line. He'll be definitely working on that tomorrow in practice and going forward. He's a better shooter than that for sure. But South Carroll, give credit to their defense for holding the county's leading scorer to just 10 points.
Absolutely. South Carolina knows out of the Christmas break really tightened up their man defense in the half court and has really done a good job taking gaps away and not allowing easy baskets at a high volume.
You watch a lot of these games on film, but being here in person, seeing one of the games in live, you like the way South Carroll got the job done. You like the way both teams played.
Like I said, I've saw almost every game these teams have played, and both of them play with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So you knew you were going to get that tonight, and it was fun to see that. It was a nice crowd tonight.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting Carroll County basketball. I'm glad I could be a part of it tonight.
Well, me too, for sure. Again, we were joking around earlier, but it is a big thrill to sit next to Greg and do a game. And I know in a few weeks it's going to be also a big thrill that you're going into the South Carroll Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Rightfully well-deserved. We're going to take one more quick break. I want to thank Greg for joining me on the broadcast. We're going to come back and talk to the player of the game. So stick around. There's more CM Sportsnet post-game coverage for me. The game of the week. We'll be right back.
Gear up. Adult volunteers are needed for robotics tournaments. First Chesapeake, part of a global robotics community for youth ages 4 to 18, seeks adult volunteers to serve as referees, judges, and support staff at tournaments across Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, each year from November to April. No robotics experience is required. These free events inspire youth to explore STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, while fostering leadership and teamwork. Volunteer today. Sign up online at firstchesapeake.org/volunteer. Let's gear up for the future.
Do you know a young person eager to grow and succeed? Now is the time to register them for the Kiwanis Leadership Experience. For over a century, Kiwanis has empowered youth, and Westminster Kiwanis is continuing that legacy here in our community. Leadership skills, communication, problem solving, teamwork are vital for college and career success. The programs will help young people develop the essential skills of communication, problem solving, and teamwork, making them stand out to universities and employers. Choose from 2 exciting options. Starting January 25th is the first option, an in-depth curriculum for 9th and 10th graders. And then, on January 27th, is a 1-day course for 7th and 8th graders. Expert instructors will include development specialists, regional and prominent figures from our community. Kiwanis is proud to partner with the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce and McDaniel College to bring these incredible opportunities. Unlock your students' full potential. Register for a Kiwanis Leadership Program today. The registration deadline is January 22nd. Visit the Westminster, Maryland Kiwanis website for more information.
CMSportsNet Player of the Game is brought to you by Genovas To Go and by Anne Arundel Dermatology.
All right, welcome back. CM Sportsnet Game of the Week, and the CM Sportsnet Player of the Game is Walker Falble, South Carroll boys basketball. 31 points tonight for Walker in the big win over FSK. Congrats on the good game, man.
Thank you.
I know we had you back in December, and you went down with an injury.
Right.
How motivated were you to get back on the court as soon as possible and get back to helping you guys play?
Honestly, I mean, without Micah, I mean, it's really hard. I got to step up, so the injury really helped. You know, I got in the gym and everything, so got back.
Coach Malko mentioned, you went down. Micah stepped in and did a great job. Now Micah's down right now. It's your turn to step in. Other guys do as well. Obviously, Benson Sommerfeld. Tonight, Preston Reese in the second half, Nate Houston. But right from the get-go, it's something you really had an eye for the basket, and that's what you do. That's part of your game. How much have you worked on being that kind of player for South Carroll?
I just worked on my quickness and movement, just getting to the rim and passing out to my teammates, hitting shots,
You want to score points, everybody does, but do you know as that game's going on, hey, I got a chance to really put in a good one today because of what I'm doing on offense and what they're giving me on defense, that kind of thing? Has it just come to you that way?
Just pushing the ball, honestly. Benson gets rebounds, hits me, I find him, get my own buckets. It goes well.
Yeah, it goes well for sure. Now, it's been up and down years so far for you guys. You won a couple in a row, had that loss to Liberty. Did that game give you a little bit of a reset? You don't want to lose games like that, but did it give you a reset you needed to sort of get back on the right track?
Of course. It sucks losing to Liberty by like 20. I mean,
yeah.
It sucks, but, that makes us motivated to get back to work.
And come in here in a tough place to play against a scrappy team. Now, obviously, Tyler Hanson's a good player. They got good players on their side. To get a road win, is this a springboard that you hope? And look, we're in mid-January. There's still a lot of season to go. This kind of game, though, can get you going in the right direction.
Oh, for sure. It helps us a lot. We need a county win really bad. We just need to keep it going.
Did you know you were near 30 when you got to the line there late in the fourth? Were you keeping check? Of course you were. As shooters know how when they got.
Yeah.
And even, you scored on that play in the third quarter. They hit the long three-pointer. They got some momentum there, and you were able not to let that get to you. What's the mark there? That's Coach Carnes telling you guys just be within yourselves.
Stay calm.
Yeah, settle down. What's the confidence level right now for this team? I know, the record isn't what you want it to be, but you guys can be a force to reckon with in the county. Do you feel like you can still turn this thing around and get going because 100%. Of the guys you have?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we can get it going. We just got to stay motivated and keep pushing the ball.
All right, man. Well, congrats on a great game.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay with me here. This is Walker Fobel. I said Fobel all night. It's my apology. He corrected me. Walker Fobel, our CMSportsNet player of the game. That'll do it for the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. I want to thank Greg Mahalko for joining me on the broadcast. Also want to thank Ryan Kimball, the Francis Skokie AD, for making our cooperation, making our broadcast possible. Be sure to watch all of our content online on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also watch us on our website at cmsportsnet.com. You can watch us on TV on cable channel HD 1072, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's CMSportsNet Action. For Walker Fobel, Greg Mahalko, Ryan Kimball here at FSK, and all of our crew, I'm Pat Stetzer saying have a good week and have a good Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.